Strategy is a foundational concept in management, yet it is often misunderstood or oversimplified. In this video, we introduce the core concepts of strategy and strategic decision-making that form the basis for analysis throughout this course. As you watch, focus on how strategy is defined, how it differs from routine management, and how it emerges through managerial choice.
In this video, you will have several points at which you are encouraged to think about a key concept, often relating it to your own insights and experiences. We call these reflections. Our first reflection is: how would you define strategy based on your prior experience, and how does this definition emphasize long-term direction rather than short-term action? You can pause the video now to take a few moments on how you will respond to this question. When ready, hit the play button to continue watching the video. Now, let's dig into our topic for this course. Strategy concerns the direction and scope of an organization over time. It involves making choices about where to compete, and how to allocate limited resources under conditions of uncertainty. Rather than eliminating uncertainty, strategy provides a framework for making purposeful decisions despite it. Which brings us to our next reflection. Why is uncertainty a defining characteristic of strategic decision-making, and how does this distinguish strategy from operational management? Again, you may wish to pause to think through your response before continuing. Chapter 1 highlights an important distinction between strategy as theory and strategy as practice. Strategy as theory emphasizes models, frameworks, and analytical tools. Strategy as practice emphasizes what managers actually do, how they interpret information, negotiate priorities, and act within organizational constraints. Understanding strategy requires integrating both perspectives. And now, our next reflection. How does distinguishing between strategy as theory and strategy as practice improve your understanding of how strategy operates in organizations? Pause to think through how you will answer the question. Then hit the play button when you are ready to continue. Strategic decisions differ from routine managerial decisions in scope, impact, and reversibility. They are typically long-term, high-stakes, and made under conditions of incomplete information. As a result, strategic decision-making relies heavily on managerial judgment rather than standardized rules or procedures. Our next reflection asks you to identify a managerial decision that should be considered strategic rather than operational. What characteristics make it strategic? Pause the video now to think through your response. Then hit play when you are ready to continue. A central insight of Chapter 1 is that strategy is not simply a plan or a formal document. Instead, strategy emerges as a pattern of decisions over time. Repeated choices about investments, markets, and priorities reveal an organization's true strategy more clearly than stated intentions. This brings us to our next reflection. How can analyzing patterns of organizational decisions provide a more accurate understanding of strategy than reviewing formal plans alone? Pause the video now to think through your response. Hit play when ready to continue. Strategy matters because it shapes organizational identity, aligns actions, and influences long-term performance. By clarifying priorities and guiding trade-offs, strategy enables organizations to act coherently in complex environments. Chapter 1 establishes strategy as an evolving, judgment-driven process rather than a static formula. Now for our final reflection, we ask: how does viewing strategy as an evolving pattern of managerial choices change how you evaluate organizational success or failure? Please pause the video now to think through your response, then hit play when ready to continue. These foundational concepts will support your analysis of industries, organizations, and strategic choices throughout the course. As you move forward, focus not only on what strategies claim to be, but on how they are enacted through consistent managerial decisions.